Hey guys, it's Amanda here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a sketchbook update, and this is a new sketchbook. So this is the first update in this sketchbook, and so I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit because this is actually my first time using the Canson mixed media sketchbook. This is the 7 by 10 inch size. 98-pound paper, mixed media paper. I already know I'm a fan of mixed media paper, and it says down here that this sketchbook is good for pencil, pen, marker, acrylic, watercolor, and it is specially coated for versatility and durability. So I definitely say that those claims are pretty true. I haven't experimented with too many different mediums in this sketchbook as of yet, but I definitely do want to try out watercolor in this sketchbook at some point. You can see it's obviously decorated. This is the outside cover, and then I have the inside cover as well, which has again just a lot of decoration. But let's get into the sketches. First of all, I started this sketchbook on February 21st, 2017, and I am filming this on March 13th, 2017. So it's actually been less than a month and I'm already doing a sketchbook update, which is crazy for me because you guys know I don't sketch that much in my sketchbooks, but I think you know, starting a new sketchbook, starting a different kind of sketchbook, it really just got me motivated, and I really tried to make a goal for myself to make each page in this sketchbook worth something. Be it, you know, if it wasn't a finished drawing, was it at least good practice? You know, what did I learn? That kind of thing. So I definitely saw a lot of growth in this sketchbook, and I'm very proud of that. So for this first page, I did an almost full body pose, something I don't do very often in my sketchbooks. I tried to kind of make her more muscular looking, especially in the arms, which is why I gave her like boxing gloves, so she looks a little bit more athletic. Messing around with some shorter hairstyles because I don't do those very often. I've also really been into freckles lately, and this looks like, is it Nicole Kidman? I don't know, to me it looks like some actress, some Hollywood actress. And then I had to draw like some kind of old Hollywood in style inspired hair on this dude here. And this was done in pen. So yeah, I don't know, trying out some different mediums. On this page, and another thing that I really tried to focus on doing was using the front and back page. So here on this page, I did this all using the Staedtler Tri Plus fine liners. So I did my very rough sketch in a yellow, then I darkened that with a light green, and then even darkened that further with a darker green, and then colored it with some Copics. And as you can see, the Copics did bleed through on this page here. So full marker illustrations are not something that I'm going to be able to do on a back-to-back page. But this was fun, and I really liked the way this looked. I liked that I was kind of able to incorporate two people into like a pose together. This sketch I really like. I titled it Mornings, and it's a girl, you know, like just woke up, she's applying her makeup, she's going to put her mascara on, and she gets the mascara mark of doom across her nose, which I think if you're a girl, if you apply makeup, you know this scenario all too well. So I really liked this. I might turn it into a full illustration, maybe like a painting or something. I think that might be kind of fun. And then these two pages here are pose practice. I did some, I dug up some references on Instagram of some poses that I liked, and I was sort of just kind of playing around with drawing them, basically, is what I'm trying to say. This one was not referenced, this one was. This one was referenced, this one was not. And this was really kind of a moment of realization for me where I was like, wow, my drawings turn out so much better when I reference them. So I do a lot of pose references in this sketchbook, and you'll see that later on. This was just kind of some more like study notes kind of thing. Somebody told me that the way that I draw ears isn't quite correct, and I took that criticism and I was kind of trying to play around with different placement. So it's still something that I'm working on, definitely something I need to reference more, but I kind of just made some notes here regarding that. This was part of a live stream, and this was my first official like request live stream. I didn't have anything planned for the stream, but I was in a streaming mood, so I was like, hey, just you guys take the reins on this one. Tell me what to draw within reason. And unfortunately, I can't remember who requested each of these, but somebody requested Mac and Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I remember JMI requested that I draw Volana in a bohemian sort of fashion, and so I did sort of a Coachella inspired Volana, and I really want to turn this into a finished piece. Somebody told me to draw my character Borealis, and I was playing around with drawing him with longer hair, which is something that I want to work more on. Somebody requested that I draw a guy wearing cute socks, so I did. Somebody requested that I draw Bill Cipher, the humanized version, and I really like how that one turned out. I think he looks very cool. And it's like very different for my style. Then I think JMI requested that I draw myself as a superhero, so I did that, and I kind of want to turn this into a finished piece as well, and maybe even like a challenge, like a draw yourself as a superhero challenge. I think that would be a lot of fun. So I might turn that into a finished piece. Somebody requested that I draw a kitten and a husky puppy, so I did, and then I had the stream name them, and then somebody requested that I draw the Statue of Liberty, and because I'm garbage, I turned it into like a meme where I said, "Injustice, cash me outside." How about that? How about that? And then the last request for the stream was to draw Sean from Psych, and I kind of took it one step further and I drew Sean and Gus. I really like Sean's pose here. I think it has a lot of movement and a lot of personality to it. I need to work on Gus's body language a little bit, and his proportions are a little off. But I would love to turn this into a finished piece because I love Psych. If you guys haven't watched it, check it out. Then this was a page where I was playing around with some ink with my Pentel Pocket Brush pen and an aquash pen that has a mix of India ink and water. And this was the point in this sketchbook where I said I kind of want to experiment with things a little bit. So I was playing around with kind of a concept similar to this with these kind of extreme facial shadows, and this was what kind of inspired it because I really liked this up until the point where I started adding like hair and eyes, and then I was like, no, this isn't the direction I want to go anymore. So on the back, I really kind of focused more on these like extreme shadow studies, and I looked up a reference, and I want to say the reference was from Proco. I can't totally remember. I just googled like shadow studies or like facial shadow studies. So these two have more detail, and then these two don't, and these three don't, and I actually think the ones down here look really, really cool. This page is a little bit more personal, but this is the first time that I've really kind of played around with designing my tattoo, and I kind of went back and forth on whether or not I even wanted to show this, because I would hate for like me to show you this and then it gets stolen or something like that, because this tattoo is one that I really want to get this summer. I've wanted to get a sunflower tattoo for a long time, and I know it's like just a sunflower, not that original, but like I drew this with my own hands, and it's, you know, I want to have a tattoo on my body that has like personal meaning, and sunflowers definitely have a lot of personal meaning for me. And I was playing around with a couple of other ideas as well, and I might even turn these into like stickers, like a sticker set. And down here I have the Ford logo, and I have one up here that says Fred and Elsie, and you might be thinking like, what the hell does that have to do with any of this? But a big part of my sunflower obsession has to do with like my childhood and my grandparents. And my grandpa worked for Ford, and he had this tattoo, like this really kind of old school, old style tattoo of a heart and Fred and Elsie, which is my grandpa and my grandma's name. I can't even talk. So I was kind of like sketching those out too, just for fun. But I really think I want to get this summer. I'm really excited about it. So don't take that. It has my signature, so hopefully any reputable tattoo artist would second guess why you're asking to have that done. I didn't draw on the back of that because if I do want to turn them into stickers, it's going to be easier to scan it if there's nothing on the back. Here I was playing around with a couple of more poses and a few different body types. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, drawing curvier, fuller figured people, and primarily women in this case, because women are the figures I'm more comfortable drawing anyway. So starting this journey with women is kind of what only feels natural for me right now. But you can see I'm also just trying to improve my overall anatomy and poses. And that continues on to these pages as well. These are all referenced, so I just looked up poses on Google Images and kind of used those as my guides. So I don't have the exact ones anymore, but I swear I didn't delve that deep into Google. So if you just look up like pose reference or action poses, you'll find these. But these are going to be coming in handy for like an upcoming project that I want to do, primarily this one because I'm really happy with it, and this one as well because I really like the way those turned out. Again, just more poses, just really trying to get better at posing figures, I guess. Not posing like in general. I'm not a poser, if you will. And then some male poses as well, because that's another thing I want to get more comfortable drawing. And for some reason, drawing guys just does not come naturally to me. I have a pose here that I ended up kind of fleshing out a little bit more and adding some more detail to it. I really like the way that one looked too. I think it came out good. This one's kind of scary looking now. When I was drawing it, the angle was more like this, so it didn't look as weird. It looks very horse facey right now, but I didn't sketch this out at all. I went in directly with a few different colors of brush pen and went from there. So there was bound to be a few flaws because, like I said, there was no sketch for me to really follow, but this was obviously inspired by Melanie Martinez with the little gap in her teeth and the two-tone hair. And it was a lot of fun for me to draw. You know, not everything in the sketchbook is going to be perfect, but it was a fun way for me to kind of experiment with color and just play around with brush pen. This is something I'm really proud of in this sketchbook. This was so fun. I swear, this sketchbook just made me like giddy. Like I couldn't wait to sit down and sketch in my sketchbook, and I've never felt that way with a sketchbook before, but this idea popped into my head, and so it's Batgirl, and she's checking her phone, and she got a text, and it's a selfie from Dick Grayson or Nightwing, and so she says, "Unsolicited dick pic," and I just think it's funny. I know my jokes are really lame, but I like this a lot, okay? I like it a lot. And I colored that with a little bit of Copic as well, which is why there's nothing on the back. Here I have a more dancer-esque kind of pose. I don't think it's exactly accurate. I think there's kind of something off like here. But I liked kind of the movement to it. This was, I think I did sketch this out in pencil, but only very, very loosely. So once I started going over it in ink, I wasn't exactly happy with it, but I do think it's kind of a cool character design. This is my how to color hair tutorial. You guys saw this on my channel, or if you haven't, I will put a little info card up here in the video so you can check it out. I'll also link it down below. This is basically how I go about coloring different kinds of hair with Copic markers, and I explain that more in detail in the video. And again, it bled through, so I didn't color on the back. This is a plan for another video that I want to work on, and I don't know if this is up yet or not. I'm gonna guess not, because this video is gonna take me a little bit more time to really flesh out and make the way I want to make it, because I'm really trying to get better at making tutorials. But this is going to be a sort of tips video on how to improve your art if you're a beginner. This is just another sketch of a girl holding a bouquet of flowers. The anatomy was a little bit off initially. Her body was huge compared to her head. And I kind of tried to adjust that, but I got a little frustrated with it, so I kind of gave up and didn't quite finish it. Otherwise, I actually think this would have been really pretty. And then these two sketches are of my original characters, Helios and Volana, and I kind of had this idea of like combining these two into like one picture where like Volana's like higher up looking down like at Helios, and she's kind of like up in the clouds and he's like down, like engulfed in these flames, because if you don't know, Helios is based on the sun, Volana is based on the moon, and they kind of have like this impossible, forbidden romance kind of thing. So yeah, but I really like the way that Helios turned out, and his style, this is like a style that I'm really trying to hone in on, and I want my art and my style to go more towards this direction. So I was really pleased with the way that that came out. This is just a little doodle that I had. It kind of popped into my head, and I wanted to do some Harry Potter fan art and just get it out of my way. So I drew who's supposed to be Ginny, and she sees Harry kind of walking down the hall, so she waves at him, and he kind of like freaks out for a moment, because I'm in the middle of like the 7th book right now, but like, you know, the part where like in the 6th book where he's like just starting to realize that he really likes Ginny and he like can't handle himself because puberty is hard. That was like the moment that I wanted Harry to be in. And she has, you know, one of her many boyfriends kind of like walking to the side. Whoever it is, doesn't matter. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, and I think that the proportions again are a little bit off, but I really kind of wanted to get better at drawing multiple people in the same piece. So that was my challenge there. And here I have a sketch of Beast Boy and Raven, and this, I'm just gonna say it, this was heavily inspired by Gabriel Piccolo. I'll link his Twitter down below. He is one of my favorite artists, and he does a lot of Teen Titans like ship fan art, and it's just amazing. So this was heavily inspired by him, and so yeah, I just want to get that out there. And Beast Boy kind of has his arm on top of Raven's head, which I would fix again if I were to like ever finish this sketch, because it's weird, the pose is weird. But he's telling her, when did you get so short? Rather than when did I get so tall? So yeah, and then, oh yeah, there's nothing on the back of this page. This is a concept that I'm not going to dwell too long on because it's for an upcoming video, and it's something that is very personal, and it's just, I just needed to get the concept down, and you guys will see it. It's a video. I don't know exactly when it will be out, but yeah, so I'm not going to dwell too much on that now. And then on the back of it, I just have like more, oh, I guess I skipped, I meant to do this on the back of here, but I guess I skipped a page, exactly, like, so I have to fill these in. And then here is just a little doodle of Belle. I didn't really finish it, but I guess for me, even fleshing out a concept to this point is better than I've been in previous sketchbooks. So yeah, that's Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And then back here, I just have a couple of doodles, and these are anime characters from the anime Eden of the East. I just finished watching that. It's very weird. It's a little bit of a more mature anime, and it's just the whole plot and everything was really different, and I really liked the way that it was animated. The mannerisms and the expressions reminded me a lot of Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli films. So that was something that I think immediately appealed to me about it, but I wouldn't recommend it if you are like under the age of like 15. I'd say it's probably rated PG-13 at most. And it's not really that it's like that racy or violent. It's just some of the themes are more mature, so I don't recommend it for everybody, but I was kind of just in the mood to draw those characters because they're really cute, their designs are really cute, and it was a lot of fun to draw them. So I've made quite a dent in this sketchbook already. Like I said, I've just fallen in love with it, and I can't wait to just play around and experiment with it more. I think I'm pushing myself more in this sketchbook, and I want to continue to push myself more as I continue throughout this sketchbook, and I definitely think I will be buying more of these sketchbooks in the future. So yeah, that's it for this sketchbook update. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!